Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to the entire history and rise of Nick Jr. This is by Stage Hands In. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
Just kidding, Nick Jr.
Oh my God, the nostalgia. Bruh, that was nostalgia right there. Nick Jr. with Face. Oh my God. Hi there, Face here. Oh, Nick Jr. Burr, burr, burr. Oh my God, the memories. Oh my God. I'm 30. Anyways, though, let's get back into this.
Illuminating television.
In the beginning, there was Pinwheel. Pinwheel was the first. You know, I could do that, or you could just watch this video here. But in an effort to save time, let's start here. During the Nick Jr. rise, Nick Jr. would be conceived on April 1st of 1979. This was the start of Nickelodeon dividing itself for general audiences and niches. Nick shows airing at that time were only Pinwheel and Today's Special that aired Wednesdays and weekends from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fast forward, Nick would rebrand this block as Nick Jr. with the Junior. Go figure, right? On January 4th of 1988, at the same time it would air the Spanish version of The World of David Known. Nick Jr. would air Pinwheel for 3 hours a day on the block until his final broadcast on June 29th of 1990, while at the same time dividing slots to launch its first original show, Eureka's Castle. Additional shows airing were imported from Britain and Canada and other countries such as Maya and the Bee, Dr. Snuggles, Belle and Sebastian, and Sharon, Lois, and Bram's Elephant Show. By 1993, Nick Jr. would get 2 new additions, Capelli and Company, as well as a new logo. The new logo was orange and blue, with the Nickelodeon logo being an orange form of an adult caretaker, while the Junior would be shortened in blue, as well as representing a kid-like form of what the adult is. There would also be a new slogan for the Nick Jr. Grow, Play, Learn would be a slogan to represent the shows that were aired, giving parents a chance to join in the shows with their kids. The Grow, Play, Learn slogan were short London Bridge jingles, while kids played around the Nick Jr. logo. The interstitials with Capelli and Company with Frank Capelli. More interstitials would come from the Jim Henson Company, such as Muppet Time, as the Jim Henson Company itself would take on Nickelodeon stock during the 80s and 90s. These shorts were 2 minutes each of 40 shorts aired on Nick Jr. to not cut into ad time that were mainly self-imposed. Fast forward to April 4th of 1994, Muppet Hour would take the block with The Muppet Show and Muppet Babies, and you would think because of these investments that the block would do well, right?
No! Muppet Babies was my shit. Like, back when I was little, bro, Muppet Babies was my shit. I love Muppet Babies, bro, on Nick Jr., bro.
Nick Jr., just like its sister channel in the Green Vegetable era, was just as bad, if not worse, in show ratings. Kids were not engaged in comparison to channels like PBS and TLC's Ready, Set, Learn children's block. This would cause Viacom to make more drastic changes as the next investor, as Warner Corp and Amex would drop Nickelodeon entirely. Nick Jr. would do something most TV blocks wouldn't do, take a break for a few months as Viacom's takeover was beginning to take hold. As this happened, Geraldine Laybourne would become president and would revolutionize the entire brand. Nick Jr. would come back on October 24th of 1994. Nick Jr. would have 2 in-house programs from Jumbo Pictures Inc. and Perez Brown Productions. Allegra's Window would be the first, while the most iconic show would put Nick Jr. on the map.
Yes, sir. My shit. Why is Nickelodeon not letting this show breathe? They will not bring this show back for some odd reason. This is the only show in Nickelodeon's vault they never bring back. I swear to God, when Gullah Island went off the TV, it went off. They never brought the show back under any circumstances at all, bruh. I just want some answers to that.
Allegra's Window was a show that used puppets in live action, while Gullah Gullah Island was a barrier breaker for not only live action and puppetry, but cultural barriers as well. Show creator Ron Diaz, born in St. Helena Island, South Carolina, and his wife Natalie Diaz, a New York native, would perform their show based on Ron's book, Author of Renaissance and Sea Island Heritage. While performing Sea Island montage, Nickelodeon execs were watching the show. One Nickelodeon producer, Maria Perez Brown, also responsible for the short-lived TV show Taina, would be taken by elements of multiculturalism and vivid details of a traditional family that would make this show come together. During the 90s, Nickelodeon put a huge emphasis on not only making timeless characters, but cultural diversity. This was groundbreaking on many levels. Gullah Gullah Island was the first kid show of its kind to have an atomic black family unit and an indigenous black community. Shows such as The Jeffersons, The Cosby Show, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air were different in comparison, as the show was created with the black family intact, socializing and remaining in a community with its own culture, aside from the moving on up, living in the best side of Brooklyn, or moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel-Air type of plot. The name of the show Ron had various conniptions for, as he did not want to make fun of the Gullah culture. Like Allegra's Window, Gullah Gullah Island was taped and recorded at Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, and certain scenes were actually aired in South Carolina itself. At this time, many of the sets were heavily recycled. Both Allegra's Window and Gullah Gullah Island used the exterior set of Clarissa Explains It All. The set's interior was slightly different, but it was heavily recycled. Binya Binya was also a Barney-like anthropomorphic character meant to engage the kids in various songs and dances that the show heavily used. The show was praised for the lessons it taught, like self-care, being an upstanding member of community, family values, and teaching the Gullah language. Gullah Gullah Island was on the top 10 TV Guide's children's programming and would average 750,000 views an episode. While the Chicago Tribune journalist Jennifer Manigan said it stars, quote, perfect parents, Ron and Natalie Diaz, who with their 3 children who never fight, neighbors and friends, seek to entertain and socially educate kids through a sing-song series. While the show encourages active participation from at-home viewers, the dictionary responses and incomparable energy from the Diazes make normal parents look like misfits. Perhaps as the show seasons, the lip syncing will improve and the characters won't be so picture perfect. Who is this woman? See, this is why we don't take Chicago seriously.
Damn, what Chicago do to you? Damn.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
After the shows became successes, Nick Jr. would launch a new mascot to the channel, Face,
yes, sir.
voiced by Chris Phillips. While the
my dog, man, there'll never be another like Face, dog. Y'all don't know about Face, man. Face used to be that nigga, bruh. Fuck what they talking about. Nick Jr. was nothing without Face. If Face wasn't there to be like, hi there, Face here. Yo, if Face was never there, bro, when they took Face away, Nick Jr. died, bro. Nick Jr. died, bro, when they took Face away, bro. That and when Steve left Blue's Clues. That still hurts to this day.
Nick Jr. voice announcer was female. Face was an interactive mascot to not only announce the show, but to teach kids feelings, colors, letters, and numbers, while also having his iconic trumpet. This would get a 50% uptick in viewership, as 1995 was looking bright for Nick Jr. As this was happening, the block would garner the IPs of Rupert, The Busy World of Richard Scarry, and the Nelvana book-to-animation Little Bear. While in 1996, this show would take Nick Jr. to the next level.
I remember this show. The motherfucking goat, nigga.
Get up! Y'all get local. That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's everything! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
motherfucking GOAT, nigga. Blue's Clues was that show, nigga. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all little Gen Z motherfuckers, alpha niggas. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all little Gen Z, Gen Alpha niggas don't know, man. How iconic this show was, bro. When Steve was running shit, bro. And then on top of that, you get the VHS tape, and you either get the orange tape, or you would get the blue tape. They had rare blue tapes for Blue's Clues. There were some blue tapes out there. Google them. There were some blue. I remember having a blue tape. Y'all niggas don't know about Blue's Clues like that, bro. My shit right here. I remember I had the notepad. I had the notepad that Steve had. I had the notepad that Steve had and shit. So I can color in it, make drawings and shit, try to find Blue's Clues and stuff like that. It came with the big green, crayon. Like, yo, y'all don't understand. Oh, the memories. Oh, I'm 30.
During the 90s, PBS was the only educational channel kids could watch, and parents would argue that other cartoon blocks wouldn't show much educational programs. Even at the time, PBS Kids Ready to Learn grant wasn't enough. By 1990, Congress would enact the Children's Television Act, making sure that channels were made to follow guidelines and make educational shows. Failure to do so would mean losing their channel license. While the two in-house studio productions would garner numbers, Nick Jr. would take a chance on another hit show. The trio of Angela C. Santomero, Todd Kessler, and Tracy Page Johnson will be picked up by Nick as freelancers and researchers who used to work for Sesame Street. Todd Kessler, former freelancer for Nick, called Sesame Street, quote, static and lacking in visuals. This would lead Todd to get in touch with researcher David R. Richardson, who was the advisor and former researcher of the University of Massachusetts of Amherst. As research began, the team would come to the conclusion that kids were lacking in content that not only made them engage, but use critical thinking skills to solve problems and tasks. This would make them collab on the show Blue's Clues, while Nickelodeon would be interested in making programs that not only entertained a group of kids, but also taught them skills. The pilot script would be pitched at Viacom headquarters in New York. How Blue's Clues was pitched was using the same research as Sesame Street, while at the same time addressing how more channels were setting educational and informational standards. Todd addressed how Sesame Street was dull to kids. Blue's Clues in practice would help kids with critical thinking skills, while in addition empowering them, hence the famous catchphrase,
anything they wanna do.
Blue's Clues originally would be called Blue's Prince. Blue the dog would also be a cat and male, but was scrapped as Nickelodeon had already made a show with a cat. I wonder which one.
Get Ren and Stimpy the fuck out of here. We talking about Blue's Clues. Get these weird ass characters up out of here, bro.
The title was changed as Green Light Test came back, with children universally calling it Blue's Clues. The show needed a host, and as they were holding auditions, out of 1,500 actors, the children chose Steve Burns. Producers for the show thought Steve was a good fit as he loved the show, but didn't want to make a career of it. As the concept and host was chosen, $150,000 was given to make the show. The original pilot was released in '94. However, the release of the show was September 8th of 1996 on Nick at Night primetime, and then the next day on Nick Jr. The show would explode in '97 as viewership would be 13.7 million per viewer and airing in 60 countries. Blue's Clues would also become the third biggest show on children's programming, second to Arthur and Barney. In the later years, Blue's Clues would change hosts. As Steve would put it, he did not want to be old and running the kids show for the rest of his life. That, and he was losing his hair pretty fast. Therefore, when he was growing older, he would leave it to somebody else, making the next host Donovan Patton or Joe. Let's leave it.
No. Fuck Joe. Fuck Joe. Fuck Joe. When Steve went away, you said you was coming back. You said you was coming back. You said this ain't goodbye. This is just so long for, it's not a goodbye. It's just I'll see you later. And you said you would come back and you never came back. No. 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 We're not. You said you coming back. And you left us, and you didn't say that. You never talked, you never called, you never sent us a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. You could have sent us a postcard and been like, hey, hey guys, how's it been? College is going great. Not even a letter. Not even a letter. Just left us alone.
Bookmark here.
Hello. My name is Max, and this is my friend the letter M. Hello, M.
Hello, Max.
Blue's Clues would help blow up Nick Jr. so much that Gullah Gullah Island would be dethroned as the #1 children's television show and eventually forgotten. By '97, Blue's Clues would garner the second slot on Nick Jr. for additional showings, while Papa Beaver's Storytime and the Webulous World of Dr. Seuss would air as well. Fast forward to '98.
They couldn't wait to get rid of Gullah Gullah Island. That's why they never brought it back. It's like, get these black shows up out of here. We're not trying to produce shows for that kind. Like, what's wrong with producing black shows? We don't want them. What about Keaton and Kel? Well, that's different. They hit on a different level. They hit our marker where we're trying to go here. So they're perfectly fine. But they're not going to get it for very long. I mean, we should tackle a little bit more. Hey, how about Bill Cosby? He's been trying to get a cartoon show going again. We're not trying to do Fat Albert for Nick Jr. It's not Fat Albert. He actually has a great concept here. Bill Cosby, you say? Yeah. Yeah, he has a great concept here. It's about him as in his youth as a 5-year-old. Teaching kids right and wrong. It seems like it's something good. And we attach Bill Cosby's name to it. Hey, who knows, in the future, 20 years from now, shoot, this could be we'll be goated for this.
Don't ask. I said don't ask. I said don't ask. No questions.
NickJr.com would be launched, while at the same time would rebrand itself as Just For Me. By '99, Nick Jr. ratings would go higher as book-to-animation shows such as Franklin, Kipper, and Maisie aired on January and February. Fast forward to November.
I ain't gonna lie, I hated Maisie. Maisie was terrible. I never liked the show because I never liked the animation. As a young kid, animation meant a lot to me. Making a show like this, I was easily turned off because the animation was terrible on this show. But Kipper was my shit, bruh. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Kipper was my shit. Kipper, Blue's Clues, Franklin for sure. Franklin was definitely on that list for Nick Jr. Bob the Builder was cool. You know what I'm saying? Then they had brought Thomas back. They had finally brought Thomas back after all the years. So I was happy about that. They brought Thomas the Tank Engine back. So I was happy for that. I was hyped. I was like, Nick Jr. brought Thomas the Tank Engine back. You said Thomas? Thomas the Tank Engine? Yes, Thomas the Tank Engine is back on Nick Jr. I lost my rabbit ass mind. I lost my rabbit ass mind when that happened. But yeah, Kipper was my shit though, I ain't gonna lie to you. But Maisie, I hated the show.
Nick Jr. would create the third successful show.
Lunchtime is our favorite time to munch.
Time to munch
I'm the tastiest banana in the bunch.
in the bunch.
Yep.
Hello, friend.
Boy, did this show not age well at all. This show did not age well. It's still a good show. It's just sad that we could never have nice things, can we?
Damn.
We could never have nice things. We finally had a black television show with good morals, a great character, you know what I'm saying, great writing, everything. This shit was top tier.
In Jesus' name, fuck this nigga.
Little Bill, produced by Bill Cosby and co-produced by Backyardigans creator Janice Burgess, was inspired by Bill's upbringing in Philadelphia, as Little Bill's catchphrase, "Hello, friend," was inspired by Enos Cosby. Little Bill was lauded for helping kids use their imagination and problem-solving skills. Now, you may be wondering what happened to this show. Keep a bookmark on that one. Shining Time Station was briefly aired to promote the movie Thomas and the Magic
Get up! Young the
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Y'all just don't understand my relationship with Thomas the Tank Engine, bro. Y'all don't understand how goated this show is to me. Y'all just don't know how many fucking VHS tapes I had of Thomas the Tank Engine. You just don't know. I'm 30, by the way. Y'all just don't know, bro. This was my shit. This was the short for me, friend. My friend, this was the short for me. This was the show.
Yes, sir! This nigga spitting.
Damn, nigga!
This was the show for me. Y'all just don't understand, bruh. Y'all just don't understand, bruh. This shit right here. This shit right here was different, bruh. Y'all just don't know, man. Y'all just don't know, man. Come on, man. This is my shit. God damn. I'm 30.
Station, while at the same time Maggie and the Ferocious Beast would air. While this promo was a limited time only, this show would take over the whole Nick Jr. lineup.
Dora was when I started exiting Nick Jr. I was getting older, so I think Dora came out in, I want to say 2000 or 2001. Like, this is when I started, like, I'm a big kid now. I don't need to be watching no Dora the Explorer. And this is when I started checking out Nick Jr.
Nickelodeon was looking for another hit show, and Blue's Clues put them on the map. Executives thought that making a show that made kids think that they were little explorers was the next big thing. Combining their hit shows Blue's Clues and Little Bear was what they were going for. Nickelodeon was also going for a show that had Latino representation, as most shows on Nick did not have Hispanic characters. Dora was the first pan-Latina character on children's television. The show was also aiming to strike out Swiper the Fox, as he was unsettling to kids that viewed it. However, the producer was more inclined to have an antagonist like Swiper. The voice of Dora was none other than Peruvian-American actress Kathleen Hurley's. Born in Queens, New York, Kathleen voiced Dora for 4 years and 5 seasons before being replaced by Caitlin Sanchez. Dora the Explorer would air on August 13th of 2000 and outrank Blue's Clues in time slots and viewers. Fast forward to 2001, Nick Jr. would then acquire the IP for the US dub of Bob the Builder, and
yeah, bro, Bob the Builder, bro. But Bob the Builder was on PBS too, so I think I got it mixed up because it was on PBS before it went to Nick Jr. So yeah, I was watching it on PBS. Yeah, I had it mixed up because I do remember Bob the Builder being around in the 90s, but I forgot that it came on PBS first and then it went to Nick Jr.
And months later would make their next original show, Oswald, in August. That show
Oswald was trash. I never liked this show.
Would not last one season before cancellation. Because Blue's Clues and Dora the Explorer were the two biggest shows on Nick Jr., they would have their own block called Nick Jr.'s Play Along Time in 2003, while most of the old Nick Jr. shows would be casted off to Noggin and air as reruns, as Nick Jr. was making more room in episodes regarding Blue and Dora. Noggin shorts such as Ooby and Miffy and Friends were aired once a commercial break to promote Noggin as a preschool block during the transition to Moose Moose and Z. While this was going on, Face as a mascot would be discontinued, as Face served as the mascot for 9 years. The last Face showing was August 29th of 2003.
Yep, once Face was gone, I was done. This was my end. It was like, Face is no longer here, guys. We're getting rid of Face. And then when Face said goodbye, had to chuck up the deuces to the big homie, man. That's the big homie though. Shout out to Face, bruh. Face holding it down, bruh. That was the realest one, bruh. On Nick Jr. Burr, burr, burr.
Nick Jr. would cool down during this time, mainly because this was the time Nickelodeon was becoming more corporate and only focused on shows that were making the money and views. During this time, Nick Jr. would only acquire the rights to Rubber Dubbers. Nick would also gain a new short to its block called Play Along, starring Robin, played by Hilary Hawkins, and Zach, played by Travis Guba, while there were 2 foot puppets called the Feet Beats, while Face was brought back and voiced by Bobby Floyd, who was the announcer for Nick on CBS. By 2004, Face would only last 1 year and end on October 8th of 2004.
I love to hop like a kangaroo. I love Nick Jr. and I love...
Okay, this would be my sister's era. This would be my sister's era of Nick Jr. Because I wasn't watching it, but like I said, when you got younger siblings, this shit, you tend to see this shit more often. So the reason why I was still in tune with Nick Jr. was only because of my sister. Outside of that, I been gave up on Nick Jr. a long time ago.
Love you too. Nick Jr. Love to play. Awesome.
Nick Jr. would be ramping up production again on new shows, while at the same time commissioning Little Airplane Productions to co-create new shows and interstitials after the huge success of Ooby on Noggin. Nick Jr. would gain a new mascot, Piper Opossum, voiced by pop artist Ali Brutowski, and co-produced by Little Airplane. Blue's Clues during season 6 would introduce new characters, Paprika, Harry Winkle, while at the same time introduced the 2-season puppet show Blues Room.
Yes, see, that shit right there pissed me off. This shit right here pissed me off. Blue was never supposed to talk. She was never supposed to talk. Blue was never supposed to talk. Giving Blue a voice ruined everything. It's bad enough that Steve was gone, but then when they did this shit, we done with Blue's Clues. We done with them.
Produced the 2-season puppet show Blues Room. Miss Spider Sunny Patch Friends would also air on the block, while 2 new shows would become instant classics.
And we're your backyard friends.
Once again, this is my sister's era, but I couldn't deny it, bruh. When Backyardigans would come on, I'd be like, hey, what you watching here, little one? You watching some Backyardigans? You mind if I sit here and watch it with you? I ain't gonna lie, Backyardigans was lit, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Backyardigans was lit. Backyardigans was lit. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
The Backyardigans started off as a puppet show called Me and My Friends in the 90s by Janice Burgess. The pilot script was rejected by Nick, while at the same time picked up by Nick Digital, who would then co-produce the show with Canadian studio Nelvana. The show was a parody version of many different movies and action shows in the form of a backyard adventure. Janice thought that cartoons at the time were pretty violent, so instead of showing kids more violence, why not make certain adventures song and dance? The show would run for 4 seasons and 80 episodes, while in the later years, Janice would retire from the show for the Winx Club revival. The show itself would go viral with songs on TikTok with Castaways and Into the Thick of It, while also topping Spotify charts in 2020.
Even my sister wasn't fucking with this show. How y'all niggas like this show? I have no idea. My sister didn't even like this fucking show.
Lazy Town was a show by Icelandic aerobic champion Magnus Shiving. Originally, the show in the Icelandic language translates to Afrim Latabir, or Go Go Lazy Town. Those stage plays were interactive and encouraged kids to be active and make healthy choices. The book and stage play go back to 1996. In 97, puppets in the show were humans. However, Robbie Rotten was not a character yet. By the third book, Lazy Town in Trouble, Robbie was a character. After many tours in Iceland, Nick Australia would pick up the show and adapt it to TV as Lazy Town was a household name. By the 2000s, Nickelodeon would pitch the show and would change the side characters from humans to puppets. As the budget was around $1 million, the largest budget for a pilot script, it would garner 1 million views in a consecutive TV week, topping Dora the Explorer during its first launch. The show was heavily praised by critics for teaching kids healthy lifestyle choices during the rise of the childhood obesity epidemic. Later on would go parodying characters in Moral Oral and become an internet meme while also getting songs remixed by rapper Lil Jon. Wow Wow Wubsy and Dora the Explorer spinoff Go Diego Go would also be airing at the same time, while Nick Jr. would also get their
I'm not gonna lie, Wow Wow Wubsy. That show was kind of hidden, bro. That was way better than Lazy Town. Wubsy was way better than Lazy Town.
cult classic show.
Diego, on the other hand, it's like, y'all might as well just bring Dora back at this point. Ain't nobody trying to watch no Diego.
It was from Little Airplane.
Our Wonder Pets was lit, nigga. Well, Wonder Pets and we'll help you. Bruh, Wonder Pets was lit, nigga. Wonder Pets was lit, nigga. Fuck you, me, boy. Yo, Wonder Pets was lit. Once again, come on, be like, hey, little one, what you watching? You mind if I watch it with you?
After the huge success of Ubi, Little Airplane Productions would put out shorts called Lenny the Guinea Pig. This would be the pilot script to Wonder Pets. Ubi, after its second season, would have Lenny's shorts, and Nickelodeon would pick it up as a TV series. This show was created with photo puppetry and Adobe After Effects. Jennifer Oxley would add Ming Ming and Tucker, her pet red ear slider. The show would also add 10-minute musicals and operetta to help kids understand classical music and get them into it, while also teaching them teamwork and solving issues with a team. By 2007, Yo Gabba Gabba was the only show launched from Nick Jr. created by Christian Jacobs and Scott.
I ain't gonna lie, this show used to haunt me, bro. I'll be looking at this shit. I'll be looking at my sister like, you really watching this? Like, this shit scary as fuck. Like, nigga, what the fuck? This shit used to haunt me, bro. Yo Gabba Gabba used to haunt me, dog. For real. I'll be like, I'll just be looking at these characters, bro. These niggas was demonic, bro. Fuck out of here.
Schultz. The two would gain inspiration from various shows and then be picked up by Napoleon Dynamite director Jarrett Hess. The show launched on August 20th. A month later, the Piper Opossum bumpers would end September 7th.
We are delighted to say Noggin is now Nick Jr. Hooray! Take a bow, Z.
In 2008, Ni Hao Kai Lan would be the next show on Nick Jr. However, that would be the only show to launch on the block. The show was the first to have a Chinese represented character, second to a Hispanic represented character.
I always call this the fake Dora. This is just another fake Dora. It was like, I was just looking at it like, bro, y'all might as well just bring Dora back, bro. Why are y'all trying to make Dora variants, bro? You tried it with Diego, it failed. Then you did it with this one. You actually succeeded because this is an Asian thing, and you know the Asian market. You got to tap in. And once you tap in with the Asian market, you know they on point. But still, though, I'm just looking at it like y'all could just bring Dora back and just do it 10 times better. But I guess the effort and the energy just wasn't there anymore.
Like Dora. The show wouldn't do so well as it only lasted 3 seasons. Nick Jr. would eventually lose momentum as most shows were ending, and many shows would be tossed over to Noggin. However, Nick Jr. would take over Noggin in 2009. Nick Jr. would also rebrand to Nick Jr.'s Playdate. This would mark the first in Nick Jr.'s history to not have a mascot at all, while at the same time get rid of Nick Jr.'s name and go back to Nickelodeon by 2010. Team Umizoomi would be the only Nick Playdate show to be released. By 2011, Nick's Playdate would get more bumpers and airtime as Nickelodeon would be played more in the late afternoon, while at the same time gain a new show, Bubble Guppies. While in 2012, the Nick Jr. channel would get an addition to its block called Nick Mom. It was Nickelodeon, but for moms.
Why?
There are these 2 channels.
Exactly.
So I don't know. It was mainly a parody channel online, albeit it took into a block only airing shows for the housewife demographic, while at the same time adding Nick Jr. shows to the mix. This block would not last long. The Nick Jr. Playdate would go on until 2014, while at the same time get a new addition to the block, Blaze and the Monster Machines. Little Bill in 2014 will be scrapped off Noggin and Nickelodeon blocks entirely as the Bill Cosby allegations came to light, while later the American Library Association would ban all Little Bill books from the shelves of every.
This nigga ruined it all, bruh. Why you had to be a freaky ass nigga in the 69 God, bruh? Why you had to be a freaky ass nigga, bruh?
You's a freaky ass nigga.
You just had to be a freaky ass nigga and take away arguably one of the best black shows that was on Nick Jr., bro. Bruh, I used to love this fucking show, bruh. And he ruined it, bro. You can't, bro, this shit is nowhere to be found, bro. I think this shit is heavily guarded, heavily copyrighted. You can't bring nothing back from the show. You can bring back a couple of small clips, but that's about as far as you can go. You try to put a full episode up, nigga, Viacom is on your ass.
Every library in America. Amazon Prime still holds the show's episodes, however.
Oh, so Amazon Prime still holds the show? Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was wiped off the face of the earth because, like, Nick Jr., because Nickelodeon and Paramount don't fuck with this shit at all.
Gotta call that some form of luck. By 2013, Nick Jr., the brand, would come back while at the same time air the biggest hit show to date.
Nigga, I only know about Paw Patrol for working at City Trends, bro. If you ever worked at City Trends and you saw them Paw Patrol toys in the back of the store, because they always put the toys in the back of the store. Every City Trends, the toys are in the back of the store. I swear to God, bro. Those badass little kids, they see the Paw Patrol, they run off with their parents, and then they will rip the shit open and take the toys. And then we'd be sitting there like, why are the toys not selling? Because y'all put them in the back so it's make it easier for the kids to go steal them. The fuck? Kids be going crazy with this Paw Patrol shit, bruh. This shit got these niggas locked in for some odd reason. I don't know what Paw Patrol got on kids, but it got something on kids, bruh. To the fact that they be stealing shit, a show that teaches you to do the right thing, right? So you think about it, right? A show that teaches you to do the right thing. And these kids are stealing, literally stealing things because their parents won't buy it for them. That's a goddamn shame.
Paw Patrol was first a toy prototype of a transforming truck in 2010 by Ronan Harry. Spin Master then wanted to do a television show on transforming cars. Enter Keith Chapman, creator of Bob the Builder. The mock pilots were called Raffi and the Rescue Dogs. The show itself would focus more on Ryder, or then named Raffi, rescuing the dogs and making the team. This would be abandoned in 2012 by Scott Kraft. Spin Master would then go to other major networks and get the show launched, and Nickelodeon Nickelodeon would announce it during their licensing expo in Las Vegas, Nevada. The theme song would be sung by Scott Simmons, while the animation would be done by Guru Studios. After the release, 160 countries would air Paw Patrol, garnering 5 million views over Blue's Clues and Dora the Explorer, while also garnering a cultural following with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and comedian Jimmy Fallon. The merchandise would garner over $1 billion. Paw Patrol would also get 2 feature-length films from Nickelodeon Studio, as well as a spin-off show with Rubble. This show also put Paw Patrol in hot water with both gender discrimination, as Skye was the only female dog, creating a hashtag on social media, as well as the George Floyd riots with the dog Chase being a good cop and the rhetoric with police at the time. The show still to this day holds an audience of children since its release. At the same time,
Y'all gotta stop with that nonsense, bro. I swear to God, I love my black people, I do, but y'all gotta stop. Stop with this nonsense, bro. Jesus Christ, y'all are so. I can't. I love my black brothers and sisters, but I can't stand y'all niggas sometimes, man.
Clues and You would launch in 2019 and be the next hit show with Nick Jr. And that's all she wrote for now. Is there an actual downfall to Nick Jr.? It's complicated. At one hand, you can argue that the current shows do not cater to a demographic, and you can make an argument on that. Times change, and the demographic of millennial Gen Zs have outgrown Nick Jr., or at the very least should have. Some may argue that there are too many reboots of classic titles, and you can be right about that too. Albeit, this is the same demographics that still want classic shows to be rebooted, and you can argue that most animation companies go for if it ain't broke, reboot it route, because investing in new shows are a great financial risk. On the other hand, some can say Nick Jr. is still going strong, being the only channel to actually keep Nickelodeon alive, as Nick Jr. went the Adult Swim route of taking more of a huge chunk of airtime while the major sister blocks figure out their next line of attack. You can say Noggin has shut down, so Nick Jr. will always be bad, but you see most of their Nick Jr. shows on Paramount Plus. Notice how I said most, okay? Notice how I said that, because Little Bill is on Amazon Prime. Okay, I just want that to be well known. However you may feel about this channel, you can't deny that your little one, niece or nephew will bother you about the latest Paw Patrol episode, while at the same time, the grown adults show their kids the shows that they grew up with. Cause this show, this thing on YouTube.
Yo, I heard some demonic shit about this Coco Melon.
YouTube ain't it, okay? It's not. Considering Nickelodeon's downfall, Nick Jr. seems to be keeping its sister block afloat. The question is, well, for how much longer?
Epilogue.
Well, that was an ordeal, getting through that whole history. And I hope I don't have to do another preschool video on this channel ever again.
Oh, Lord.
You've got to be kidding me.
Alright, man, that's just gonna about do it for this one, man. Nickelodeon, as you can see by my reactions, bruh, Nick Jr. was goated, bruh. I don't care what anybody says, bruh. Nick Jr. was fucking goated, bruh. Nick Jr. was fucking goated, bruh. Let's see. Where do we begin, bro? Gullah Island, Blue's Clues, Little Bear, Franklin, Kipper. Damn, I'm trying to think of the other shows. I can't think of any of the other shows. They brought Thomas back, bro. My goat, bro. Thomas the Tank Engine, bro. They brought it back, my goat. And then when I was done with Nickelodeon completely, I was done with Nick Jr. completely, nigga, my sister era. From Backyardigans to Wow Wow Wubsy to fucking Wonder Pets, like, yo, shit is goated, bruh. And then, you know what I'm saying, I was messing around with a couple of females that had themselves a little kid, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like that, though. You'd be messing with some females, they already got a kid. It ain't nothing to me. I don't really trip on that shit. As long as you ain't got like 10 kids, that's all right. But if you got like, you know what I'm saying, you got like 2, got like 1 or 2, that's fine by me. I ain't tripping on that. As long as you ain't got 10, bro. You got 10. Deuces. Get the fuck away from me. But anyways, though, that's just hey. I'm just saying though, like, shit. It's such a legendary lineup of shows, bro. And the history is immaculate, bro. I grew up off this, bro. For a short period of time in my life, but still though, Nick Jr. will forever be goated. I don't think that can be. I don't think there'll ever be nothing that could top this, bro. Not even PBS could top Nick Jr., bro. If I had to choose between PBS and Nick Jr., I'm taking Nick Jr. every fucking time. But that's just me though. Anyways though, that's just gonna about do it for this one. I'll see you on the next video. Till then, peace out.